we are going to be going over another cyber range video. This one is going to be retired. The one that we are going over is called Tapping Out for 350 points. So we have the problem here that says we intercepted a transmission from an insider threat at our mining operation. See if you can decode this message. And the message, it links to a WAV file. I'm going to play it and hopefully you will be able to hear it. I won't play the whole thing because it's actually kind of long. It's almost a minute long. So to give you an idea, that's what it sounds like. These are what I had always called, like, I guess it's not a dial tone, but the numbers that you press in an actual telephone, not your cell phone though, which is funny because I feel like a lot of younger people probably don't hear that as often as they used to or would have before due to cell phones. But it's actually called the dual tone multi-frequency keypresses. And those can actually be decoded because each one of those keypresses, depending on the button, has its own frequency. And this challenge was a little difficult for me because I had never done this before. Also, the decoding process is a little bit of a challenge. I was able to find one program called Multimon NG that I will link in the description. I got that specifically from GitHub. And I did have to do a little bit of troubleshooting. There are quite a few dependencies to get that kind of working if you're using Linux. So just be aware going into that. Maybe you won't have problems. I definitely had to install a couple dependencies. And then ultimately, like, I don't even know really what I did that fixed it, but it did start working. And then I was too scared to mess with it anymore. So as you can see here, we have our WAV file that I downloaded. You just use like wget and then link the URL from the file that will download right onto Kali for you. And then we have this Multimon NG. Again, I will link the GitHub for that in the description. So you'll want to get that installed. And how you're going to use this is basically you are going to type here Multimon ng-c-s scope-a and then DTMF because it does do different, I think, audio frequencies. And then /t, the file type is a WAV file. And then at the end here, we have the file that we want it to decode. So I'm going to hit enter, and then you will see it will take that file, and based on the frequencies, it will decode these here, okay? And each one of these is a key press. So you can see it's 666, 555. So on a phone, that's the key that you would be pressing. Now, from here, it's like, okay, well, what do you do with this now that you have all these numbers, right? Well, first thing that I did was I basically got like the was it DTMF? I got the DTMF removed from here and then just kind of made it in one continuous line like this. There is a website that you can go to. I will also link this in the description called decode.fr, and then we're specifically looking for the multi-tap-abc-cipher. Now, I had never been on this website before, but it did seem to work pretty well with me, for me, I should say. And I'm going to remove this here. So we have multi-tap mobile phone cipher. And here, all right, so we have that in here. We're gonna go ahead and do decrypt multi-tap. And over here, we will have the results. So this is old school methods are timeless. Now, let's go ahead and try that actually and see if we get the correct flag. With the spaces, you're going to want to replace those with underscores for the flag. And I don't think capitalization matters, so let's check here. All right, correct. There we go. So that was definitely an interesting one. I had not done one of those before. And yeah, I thought that was cool. But like I said, I did have a few problems getting that uh program to install that I got off of GitHub. It did ultimately end up working though, which was fantastic. I did try to write my own after I was like struggling too much with the one that I found on GitHub. Was not successful there. So I don't know what like the magic trick is for this one, but it did work. Again, I will link all of the websites that you will need, the GitHub, the Decode websites, and anything else will be linked in the description. And I will see you at the next one. Goodbye.